All right, guys, it's time to understand TACT. All right, TACT stands for time, agitation, chemistry, and temperature. I'm going to go through each one of those things, but it's all pretty easy to understand. Time, it's also known as dwell time. That refers to how long the cleaning agent, stays on a surface to break down the soil and grease and germs and all that stuff, right? Too little time reduces the effectiveness. Too much time, you can risk damage to certain surfaces, right? So you kind of got to, gauge it based on what you see happening in front of you. Never wipe away disinfectant immediately. It needs a little bit of time to kill the germs, okay? So anyway, so now agitation, right? Think of it like scrubbing a pot, right? It just involves a little bit of physical disturbing of the surface area to loosen up dirt and debris. You take a scrubby and you agitate it. So then, this can be scrubbing with a brush or wiping it with a microfiber or, applying water pressure, things like that. So always apply steady, even pressure, right, when you're scrubbing. Don't rely on harsh scrubbing to make up for weak chemistry, right? So don't forget to let it have its dwell time before you start, really, putting yourself through the paces. Chemistry, right? Obviously that refers to the cleaning products you're using. For example, Dawn, right? But that depends on where you're using it. Dawn is really good for kitchens. It's a good degreaser. Using the right chemical is key. All right, so then you want to match the cleaner to the soil, right? So glass cleaner for mirrors, degreasers, kitchens, degreasers for kitchens, stuff like that. Always make sure you're using a labeled spray bottle, all right? That way you know what chemical you're using, and please never mix chemicals. And then temperature, right? It applies to the heat being applied to the cleaning solution or the surface itself. So if you think of it again like doing your dishes, you let your dishes soak with soap, in hot water, and you scrub them down, right? And so that's the idea with temperature. You want to make sure you got some heat on there if you got a really tough, thing to break down. So that's usually for cleaning things under a sink or something like that. You want hot water. But yeah, anyways, so a couple pro tips, only use hot water when it's safe, to help, break down oils and kill bacteria. But, it's not really something that you use all the time. Check the surfaces first, right? If it's delicate material like a wood or laminate or certain types of plastics, it may work with heat. So be really careful with heat. Maybe even, use your best judgment. Okay.